What up? I'm Keith Bulluck, and welcome to the pilot, actually the premiere episode of Bullseye View. First and foremost, let me introduce my guest, LenDale White, USC legend. Doesn't really need an introduction. We are here in Riley Green Studio in Midtown, Nashville. Riley Green was nice enough to lend me his studio, do my thing in here. But we're gonna build it out. That's why you see the duck. You might see some other things in here. But as we go on, this will be Bullseye Studio 1000%. Appreciate you for sitting in on my first episode. Actually, I wouldn't have it any other way, man. One of my favorite teammates, one of the YPs. You know what I'm saying? That's young punks from back in our playing days, but a real good friend of mine. I'm back outside, son. That's what this is about. I'm back outside. Last 5 years, I've been in food and beverage with my coffee shop, wine bar. I got airport concessions, just trying to get my businesses together, stack my paper.
Right.
Now I see you and 2K, you're on your Steady Smash tour, sponsored by Steady Pick, so I'm just trying to wet my beak out here a little bit. This show, Bullseye View, I'm going to have throughout the year, obviously, some former teammates, people within the Nashville community. We're going to talk Titans. We're going to talk football, everything from, a player's perspective, of course. But at the same time, we welcome those that never played either, because I know that's a thing in the media right now, and I don't want to discriminate. So anyone is welcome. At some point, obviously, we want to have interaction through the live component. So this is all new to me. So I got a good team behind me. So we're just trying to make it happen. So this episode, we're going to obviously talk NFL. We'll talk game of the week. We'll talk week one liars. We'll go around the league, spotlight some players. We'll give our perspectives on some questions I have for you. And talk fantasy focus and some other things. So let's get right into it, because I know a lot of people are hot at the Tennessee Titans. And I say that the word of the week is accountability.
Accountability. Yeah.
And I'm saying that's what I would have needed to hear based on, the overall performance. What was your view of the Titans game? They had opportunities to win, and being from Denver, you're very familiar with that Denver defense, which was crazy.
The Denver defense, first of all, I give the Titans a strong round of applause for week one. We got to understand, we were the number one pick for a reason. Like, it's not like you can't put a Band-Aid over a deep scar and expect it to heal overnight. We all know that, right? I like the way Cam came out. He spins the ball. The man knows exactly, how to get his playmakers involved. You see him trying to get it to Ridley a lot, which I like that, because he's a playmaker for us. But when you going against a team like Denver with such a strong defense, I don't know what the fans expect so early. Just to be in that game, right? To be in that game and to even be close and to have opportunity to almost win that game is like, that's what I like to see. And like you said, the accountability. Now, where do we go from here? It can either go downhill when you lose a game. Everybody can start pointing fingers at one another, or somebody say, "Hey, this is me. Let me do better," and then you can see some better adjustments going on for week two. But I think that the Titans are in a great position right now. That we just got to continue to let Cam grow, and that's where the wins come from, if we see him mature a lot faster.
Well, should I tell you what, man? One thing I agree everything you say, but you got to protect your quarterback, man. Sure. He was getting his ass hit, and I just hope,
But we do know Cam we do know from Miami and Washington.
Yeah. He's tough now. He's gonna stand in there. He's gonna stand in it because he believes he got that quick release. So look, he has no problem looking down the barrel of the gun.
Yeah.
But it's not going to get any easier this week against the LA Rams. So, I just...
Yeah, that verse dude is going to be coming.
1,000%. Overall, I think the defense had a very good day.
Yeah.
Big Jeff, he made his presence felt, good and the bad. Defensive penalties, you're going to have them He had 2 that really kind of cost him. He had that
third
down, that other third down. But like I say, he falls in the word of the day, accountability. He took accountability after the game for that. It's week 1. I keep saying that because, look, in the NFL, they don't have preseason anymore.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of, these are test runs. So I'm not going to say until it's about October that you can really kind of start being critical of really what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So you mentioned it. What's the approach, man? You know, what's the approach going into the Rams game? You know, getting Ridley involved early, moving the pocket, keeping.
You said it. You got to, I think the play action, moving the pockets, getting them on the edge, you know, like you say, got a quick release. Also, we got to get that running game ramped up somehow, some way. It's amazing when you see what Derrick Henry's doing.
Man, I got
still, he's 31 years old, and they talking about he didn't have anything left in the tank. So it's amazing what you see, like when you get somebody that trusts in the run game. But yeah, we got to get. I don't know, Tony Pollard, and what's the dude, Tajay Spears?
Yeah, he's out. He's on IR. He's down for four weeks.
Yes,
he's down for 4 weeks, and then they have Julius Chestnut. He ain't, you know what I mean? They put him in, but he ain't really getting to it. He ain't getting to the chicken.
Yeah, the chicken, man. Hey, boy, I don't know what they're going to do. Something's going to have to change, dog, because we all know. I know the league now has changed to we're going to air it out 1,000 times. That's what we want to do. But everybody knows, like, the teams that truly win or, like, that get it done is that they got to have a run game. You got to have a strong run game.
Yeah, you can't fire the head coach or even talk that mess, like, after the first week.
Oh, yeah, not even
close. Get it together, man.
That's true.
You know? Speaking of which, man, you already talked about Derrick Henry, man. That was definitely the game of the week. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore Ravens versus Buffalo. Yeah. Lamar Jackson is a beast.
Lamar Eugene Jackson.
Yeah, man. Derrick Henry. But then on the other side of the ball, just when you think it's over, it's got Josh Allen. You know, I feel like Josh Allen has some haters for whatever reason.
For sure.
But he is bona fide, dog. Like, he's the real deal.
Well, the hate
you can't really deny it.
You know where the hate comes from? It's like we were talking about it earlier about the hardware and stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you win and you do all this stuff, but then when it's the big game, you shut down or you don't find a way to get the win for some reason, that's probably where the hate comes from. And I'm looking at it with, like, even Lamar and him. It's like Lamar could have won the MVP just as well as him.
Right.
But I don't know, man. It's Josh Allen.
You got to win, man. At the end of the day, I know what it is, man. I played 11 years in the NFL. Over 1,000 tackles, 20, all that stats, but I ain't never win shit.
Yeah.
You're not shit unless you win in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can have a superb career. We both know Hall of Famers that never won a championship. We know cats that should be in the Hall of Fame, but they never won a championship. And the NFL is different, man. You got to win a championship, have some hardware to really be in consideration for that.
For sure.
Since we're talking about that, what do you think about Derrick Henry, man? Like, you think he's done enough to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah, Derrick Henry's he's a first ballot instant
easy money.
case. Like the fact that he almost could have went for another 2,000 yards, he's right there. I mean, there's only 8 in the history, but then when you look at his stats over the years for like, 10 years or 9 years, he's at 11,000 or 12,000, almost to 12,000. You gotta bow down to that, man. When I look at some of them other people,
how do you view running backs? So you played in one of the best backfield tandems of all time. People argue with your mama, but I saw it. You know what I'm saying? So how do you view running backs during your time, and then the running backs you grew up watching, then the running backs during your time, and then how the game has evolved to now you have a Derrick Henry and you have a Saquon Barkley.
The two you named for sure could have played in any era because that's their hard nosed. They're just like Corey Dillon, you know, the Sean Alexanders. Who else there was out there? Like, Jamal Lewis. You know what I mean? Like, when you think about the
dumpers.
I grew up, big shoulder pads. Everybody got every thigh pad or every pad.
That's what I'm saying for sure. I was playing against Derrick Henry's every week.
Man,
like,
for real.
Shoot, Brandon Jacobs is out there. Yo, Brandon Jacobs was no joke. T.J. Duckett.
Yeah, man,
I played against Jerome Bettis. Like, so what are we talking about? You feel me? Eddie George.
Oh my God, dog. See, that's what I'm saying. When I think about running backs, I can't lie. That the 90s nostalgia and, you know, early 2000, that's what I consider a real running back.
And then, like, real talk, like, if you're a starting running back, and this is what people don't understand, if you're a starting running back in the NFL, you ain't no punk.
Oh, for sure.
You ain't no punk. Like, you're like the the superstar might be injured, but then you're getting the backup that you don't got a lot of film on. He come out there and bust your ass for 150 and 2 tutties. This shit's crazy.
About go crazy, and he might have way more wiggle or something than the dude that's in front of him. But
so I played against San Diego. They had LT.
for sure.
LT had 4 touchdowns in the first half. Then
Michael
they put in
burner.
Afterburner Turner.
The burner,
Motherfucker had
man.
like 3 touchdowns in the second half. I swear to God, it's crazy.
When we was playing, we had to. There was always a 1-2 punch that you had to deal with. Even with the Jets, when they had what was the dude that's on TV now?
T. Jones and Leon Washington.
Man, they always had some type of.
Shout out to Thomas Jones, man. Yeah, that's my dog, man.
Yeah.
Same draft class, University of Virginia, number 6 pick overall. We had battles, man.
Bro,
They
and we knew that, but that's the thing. When we were playing, you knew you were going in. There's going to be 25 carries to the strongest.
1,000%.
There was no way around it. We weren't.
Yo, I'm trying to get in there and bust their ass early. So by the time they get to the
quit.
third quarter, yeah, motherfucker, get your back up in here.
Get it back here. I just wish that they would tone it down with the passing. We seen it with Saquon and them. Like when you got somebody that's going to run, and again, it's even with Hurts. Like. They're mad about his stats and what he's putting up, but it's like, why are you mad when he's played in 2 Super Bowls, he's won 1, and you got a player like Saquon that's taking all the pressure off of him?
1,000%.
That's what I consider great coaching, great game planning, and all. Like they know what they have, and they're going to find a way to win with what they have. We don't have to overly throw the ball for no reason. You know what I mean? I know AJ's probably pissed, but. No, he's for sure pissed. I remember him reading that book. I want to see if he reading that book now.
He definitely was reading it on the other night.
But you got to get him involved. But man, that's a winning formula. I mean, I remember Jeff Fisher's teams when we would win. The goal was when we go into these games. What do you tell you? We're going to run the ball, smash and dash. We Carey's more of a game manager. Like we don't need to win the game with Carey. You know what I mean? So I think if teams go back to that, they'll find a way, man. But these running backs are by far Derrick Henry, Saquon. They could play in any time, and they would be just as good.
All right, well, you're 1,000. You were a former 1,000-yard rusher for the Tennessee Titans. Led the NFL in touchdowns one year. If you were starting a franchise, who are you starting with? CJ2K, Eddie George, or Derrick Henry?
You know I'm biased. There's only one answer for me. I'm going twin.
All right.
CJ2K.
Give me your reasons.
I after playing at USC with a dude named Reggie Bush, right, and like happened to see that, and then getting drafted by the Titans, and having my 1,000-yard season, and then they draft CJ2K, and I remember. Okay, when you see Derrick Henry, you're looking like you should be running for 2,000 motherfucking yards. In my line, like when you see Derrick Henry, like the first time I ever seen A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry at a game, I'm like, God damn, like.
Yeah, A.J. Brown, like for real, like
I'm thinking they're defensive players or some shit, stand-up ends, like you know what I mean?
Derrick Henry, like linebackers now, like I was 240 and I was a small linebacker. Linebackers now 225, you're a small linebacker, or you're a big linebacker at 225. So, a little bit different, but. I'm kind of the same way, man. I came in the league playing with big backs, playing against big backs, practicing against Eddie George. Like you said, Corey Dillon, Jerome Bettis, Jamal Lewis, Brandon Jacobs, like some Hall of Fame type dudes. Curtis Martin, Marshall Faulk. Now we getting a little into the shiftier guys. Freddie T. Yeah. That being said, oh man, hold up. Played against both Ricky Williams. Oh, yeah. Like the big Ricky and then, you know what I'm saying? That being said, CJ2K, like I had never been on a team with a player dynamic like that. He was a dynamic player. Not saying that Eddie's not a dynamic player. No, he's just a different type player. Spread him out. He gonna run away from the safety in the pass game. He could catch. He could block. And people don't realize that he was 205 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
That's where my bias
pound
comes
for pound, like 205, and he was out of here with the speed. So
and he went for 7 straight, I think 1,000-yard seasons. Like we watched this stuff.
Right.
I seen a kid come from ECU that had never been heard of ever, and literally ran his way into the Hall of Fame. I think he should be definitely in the Hall of Fame. But I'm going CJ first for sure. Derrick Henry, you got to take Derrick Henry second. No disrespect to OG because Eddie George is my guy.
It is what it is. Yeah, he ain't worried about that. He up there coaching.
yeah, for real. Eddie, shout out to Eddie though, man, because Eddie's one of those dudes that's always been like he's been an OG. You can always call him. You can talk to him. Like
foundational.
But I respect it because sometimes you know like you get a player or older players, they don't give the knowledge sometimes. But Eddie's never really been like that. Him and the bus. Like that. You know what I mean? So for sure.
So around the league, man, what are some players that stood out to you that had them game time playmaker performances?
Obviously, well, Myles Garrett for sure. Like
he's a monster. Shout out to Jim Schwartz and Myles Garrett.
Jimmy, man, and it's crazy because we'd be around family or your friends and stuff, and I'd be like, I played with that coach Jimmy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they be like, he's still around. Like that. One thing about Jim, he might not be a good head coach, but a defensive coordinator, he's a Hall of Famer by far. But he got those boys playing down there. I was surprised by A-Rod. Let me be honest. A-Rod came out playing like A-Rod.
He was getting hit. His ass was getting hit a lot. It was a really good game. He played phenomenal, man. He made them throws. He was really savvy at 40 years old.
Man, he looked good.
He took a lot of hits.
But that's why he do all them shrooms and shit in the off season. He's gonna be straight.
For the bounce back. What about the Chargers, man? What'd you think? How'd they do?
The thing about Harbaugh, man, we gotta just keep it real. Like once he gets the players that he's accustomed to winning with, like the style of players,
Justin Herbert's nice.
He finds a way. And at the beginning of this year, right, I didn't know. I'm thinking maybe the Chargers would be all right. They lost their the running back, so the new dude Hampton. I'm like, is he gonna be nice? He falls right into place. Herbert is definitely playing at an MVP caliber early. And I think that if he can continue to play like he's playing, especially like seeing Keenan Allen back out there with his, like you can see it, like if they can keep playing like that, I think that the Chargers can be real. That defense is crazy. They got a good defense. You seen what they were doing to Patty, and that's the thing. I love Patty. On my show with Steady Picks, I took them. I always take Patrick Mahomes. I don't, you know what I mean. But what I see, they made him look like a C. I've never seen Patrick Mahomes look that flustered in the game or like couldn't get nothing going. It was
defense
crazy.
Out there. Derwin James and them boys, they get after it. The Colts put it on the Dolphins, man. So are the Colts for real?
Hell nah.
Or the Dolphins just
Dolphins just they're in a
Tyreek out there like Willie Beeman, man. Yeah, he remind me of like the modern age Willie Beeman, man.
They
love that lifestyle, bro.
They're living in the fantasy. That's what it is. We all know what Miami's doing and how it is. I mean, man,
we kicked it, but we was in Nashville.
We started to come back to kind of reality in a sense. I couldn't just go to live or down the stroll South Beach whenever I felt like it. And I'm not saying that that's the problem. It's just maybe the mentality of some of those players. They need to get out. And all of them, you got so many stars on that team. Like they were stars in college and they were stars they still believe that way. Tyreek, like you said, he Willie Beeman syndrome. He wants to get traded. We can see it. They should have let him out of there. But the Dolphins are just absolutely shitty right now. And I don't know if it's Tua, but the way he played, you gotta blame it on Tua because he's the quarterback. I don't know. The Dolphins are probably just that bad. I don't believe in the Colts though. I can't.
I feel you, Danny Dimes. I'm actually that's a good way to segment into our fantasy focus.
Fantasy focus, yeah, lovers.
Danny Dimes, bro. I think he's the guy that I'm gonna have to sit Tua and start Danny Dimes. Not that I have that on my team, but for those people that are into fantasy, look, I think Tua is cooked right now.
Yeah, he got to bounce back. I mean, we know he.
We didn't even really hear from him after the game. You heard from Tyreek and the other players. You know what I'm saying? So I say you definitely sit there. Marvin Harrison Jr. balled out last week, but I'm gonna go with AJ Brown as my dark horse. Yes. Because with one target, like you said, they got the win. We don't want AJ to bring out another book.
Yeah, I know he's practicing his patience. You like AJ? I'm going Jamar Chase.
All right.
Jamar Chase had 4 points in total fantasy week, and when you look at what coming in for him, he was on number 1 or number 2 on everybody's big fantasy board. So only have 4 points. It's crazy. They have it was Saquon, I think, number 1, and they had Jamar Chase like the number 2. So.
And I gotta say, I'm 1-0 in my league. I beat Gerard Powell, former Indianapolis Colt. This week I got sorry-ass Ryan Mouton.
Mouton.
Josh Allen came through for me in the late game with 38 points, 6 points.
If you don't have a running quarterback in your fantasy, then you're tripping. You have to get a running back. Either there's Kyler out there. Kyler Murray's going to put up numbers. Josh Allen, obviously Lamar Eugene Jackson, Drake May, a sneaky dude in there, and then there's one more.
Shoot, Caleb just ran for 2.
Caleb.
What's he gonna? What's up with Caleb, man? USC. I respect the Trojans, man. Give us a little something about Caleb because everybody just let's just keep it real. They feel like he's strange, man.
It's amazing that if you take Jaden Daniels' stats and you put Caleb Williams' stats from last year up and you remove the teams, I would like if you know.
So that's telling me that Jaden Daniels has more around him.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because obviously, if the people are doing more.
It's like the Titans. It's so funny. Like, we know this. When you get drafted number 1 overall, you're not going to a team that just won the Super Bowl, bro. You're going to a shitty-ass team. That's a fact. With no damn lineman. Why the hell you think Justin Fields got out of there? And he couldn't get, like, it's like.
Justin Fields looked good the other day,
right,
boy.
You get the right players
Justin
around.
Fields
It's like
good.
Sam Darnold a couple years ago. They said he was shitty. You get him around Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, he start looking like goddamn Tom Brady. So it's like I believe in Ben Johnson with Caleb, and I like the way you can see the confidence early. He's taking off when he needs to. He made some plays with his arm that you can't teach. You know what I mean? So I think that fans, of course, they don't never have time and they don't never want to be patient with shit. But it's like if it's 1 year removed from him just going number 1 overall, clearly, like give it about year 2, maybe year 3, he could probably start going like we all know how football rolls.
So for me, man, it's like quarterbacks didn't come in starting right away.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shoot, you didn't start. Now they're being thrusted into the spotlight, thrusted into the position to have to be the leader. Like you got. Rookies and no disrespect or anything to Cam, but he's a captain. You know what I mean? Like I could never really see when I was playing a rookie being a captain, VY coming in being a captain. You know what I'm saying? You coming being in a captain because one, you're not necessarily mature enough. Cam is very mature, but at the end of the day, you're putting all these responsibilities on these young quarterbacks. Being a captain is something else, and they're still trying to learn one or 2 or 3 concepts before they get into the first game without getting their head knocked off. So I feel you on that, man. Too much goes on these rookie quarterbacks. Not enough accountability. There's that word again on coaches that's developing them, and that's just around the league. That's just what you see in coaching these days for sure. Another guy that's moved around, Micah Parsons. Beast. How do you feel that situation was handled? I don't have too
Jerry Jones is listen. When you grew up, when I was growing up, Cowboys clearly was America's team, right? There's no way you have a generational talent like Micah Parsons on the defense, and then you sit up there with a straight fucking face and say that the swap out, like he felt like that was a great swap out. Like that's how you know. But when that's what I was.
Come on, man.
When you look at the Cowboys, have you watched that thing on Netflix? Right?
Yeah.
You seen it?
Yeah.
It makes nothing but sense now. You know his mentality. Like he wants to be the star. He never
the star of the show.
Yeah, he wants to be the head coach. He wants to be everything. And it's like you can just see it bleeding through. And it's 30 years later since he won his championship, and it's like
nothing changed.
Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
You go on the TV, you're saying, I'm the GM, I'm, and I respect it. You.
It's your money. Do what you got to do, son.
But you're clearly killing your Cowboys.
1,000%. And then you go and you pay the corner good. Get your bread, young man. 94 million. It's like you playing in people's face.
I need we all know how defenses ran or how it is now, especially in this new day and age.
Because it's a passing league.
I need somebody to get the pressure on the quarterback.
We need heat.
We need to go. Come on. We need freak to come around the edge. Like we need something. If you got a freak, why are you giving away Micah Parsons? The way he's playing at this early, he's for sure destined to be a Hall of Famer, a first ballot.
Hey yo, and I got him. Man. You know what, boy? That's a great set because I got Micah Parsons. Being the defensive MVP this year. He's going to have a similar effect on the Green Bay Packers as Javon Curse did and Reggie White did when he got to Green Bay. Mediocre team that's right there in the middle, but like you're talking about, this league has definitely changed. You got quarterbacks dropping back. Now you got I don't want to say generational. For this time, you might not see anybody. Myles Garrett's out there too. But anyway, Michael Parsons he's the new king of the North, man. He's the new king of the North. Winter's coming. It doesn't matter right now. He only played 50%. Bro, he only played 50% of the snaps. He's at 50, like maybe 75% right now. Man. You know, he got some back issues, but I can't tell. So
you hear me? That's what I'm saying. I heard the back issues, but I seen how fast that man was moving. It's like, Jerry, what were you thinking?
So in December, I like for him to, you know, they give him, he's on a pitch count right now, but in December, I definitely look for him to have that impact because, look, you see how fast your man Goff was getting that ball out of his hand?
Boy.
And they had three, and the plays that Micah was in, they had 3 sacks. And, you know
Micah's for sure showed that Jerry looks like a dickhead in the trade by far. Like, it's like, I can't believe you would do that. And we know you're the...
Well, that's what people with money do, man. You know, people with money, they, you know, act like they could do whatever they want. Obviously, you can, but this shit ain't going to work out in Dallas. You know what I mean? If they don't win any games, they have those personalities. You see CD is vocal, like, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, but
that's
CD
not a bad thing.
Shut up and catch the ball. God damn it. Like, it's crazy, like, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why, like,
accountability, man.
Man, it gotta be. But listen, Dallas, I don't think they're doing nothing. It's like every year we know what the Cowgirls say. This is our year, and I guarantee it won't be. I mean, Dak looked good for sure. Dak, we can see why you paid Dak. I get you, Jerry. You still, but it's, bro. When you think about Jerry and his contracts, he go all the way back for years. He's never wanted to pay nobody. You watch, like, he didn't want to pay Emmett. He started losing. He had to pay Emmett right away. You know what I mean? He had to. But
Emmett sat out.
Didn't care either. So it's like, dude, you just pay your players, man. And even us, the Titans. I don't know how we keep letting some of our players that's the great. We let A.J. Brown go for a dude that A.J. Brown has played in more Super Bowls than the dude that scored touchdowns for us.
Well,
what's the receiver's name?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, the voice.
Thank you, the voice, man. Burks. Yeah. Bro, it's a stat for real. AJ has played in more Super Bowls, too, since we traded or gave him away for that. And he's only caught one, I think, touchdown pass for us.
You know what? I'm gonna avoid. It's my first show. I'm gonna avoid unnecessary Titan slander, but that's not unnecessary because Treylon Burks, man, like as a first round draft pick, you know, there are certain expectations.
They're just being honest.
People have to realize about the Titans, none of their first-round draft picks have panned out probably over the last, besides A.J. Brown, but he over there doing his thing. And you know why I'm pissed? Because I never even got to meet A.J. Brown. Bro, you knew A.J. Brown was going to be good from his Twitter profile. Yeah, he had his jersey on with the. I was like, oh, he cold, bro.
Bruh.
From his Twitter profile, I knew A.J. Brown was gonna be cold. I never even got to meet him.
Bruh, how
that's crazy,
him and
son.
DK Metcalf on the same college team though.
Too big, strong.
Bro, like that's ridiculous, dog. Like, man.
So that's a good. So what about college football, right? So like hold on, you're Trojan. Yeah. You've been a winner, right?
Yeah.
Back-to-back national champion.
Played in 3 straight.
3 straight national champions. So what was the mentality of playing at USC? You know, what was it? What did it mean to be a Trojan? When you came in as a freshman, you know, you got the history. Yeah. You know, Marcus Allen, OG Willie Mack, Troy Polamalu. You know, it goes on.
I think you hit it on the head. When I went into USC, or even like when you went to Syracuse, right? Like, I was going there because of some history. I see where the NIL is in life now, and I respect these kids because you got to get paid. But I was going to the school based on like history and the fact that like when you went to USC, it was tailback you. If you ball out there, you probably go to the NFL. Like that was just something that was whispered around, you know, that it was talked about. Now it's like, you know, the kid's just going for money. But, like, I went there because Troy Polamalu was, like, he bled Cardinal in gold. It's like, I want to be like him. When you meet the Anthony Davises or the new Marcus Allen, and they start talking about, like, the sacrifices they made or blocking for OJ. And then he was a cornerback at one time, and the safety he wasn't going to play with Dennis Smith and another Hall of Famer. So he ended up –
Ronnie Lott.
Yeah. So he ends up playing running back, and like it's a crazy. So when you think about like stories like that and just the history, man, I couldn't wait to be a Trojan. You know
so
what I mean?
Like you and Reggie Bush was in the same class. Yes. Like, you know, I feel like a lot of kids duck smoke. He wasn't ducking smoke.
Man, I recruited Reggie. I was at the All-American Bowl in San Antonio, and I was just in awe because the dude was cold. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking like, if we can have Reggie and myself, because I know I'm nice. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm sitting there like, boy, if we got both of us, we gonna be sick. Right. I'm not thinking we gonna run off 35 straight games and playing all these. I never knew any of that. That was the wildest. I had no idea, but I knew based on seeing him and how he worked, like, bro, yeah, it was gonna be great stuff. And man, from that game, I remember maybe 12 or 13 players committing from that All-American game, and all of them got drafted. That's what's crazy about it. You know what I mean? Well, not all. It was like maybe 2 or 3 that didn't get drafted. But when you get there with Pete, the mindset is like we win. What was Pete teaching? What sticks out? What sticks out? Because I know like it's about the football, right? Like turn for the defense, go get it. Offense, keep it. That's what I always remember. And like our time at SC, I think we led the nation in the turnover. You know the whatever the fuck it is. Turnover differential. Thank you. Yeah, we led it, and but every day in practice, that's what it like. It's crazy because when you get to the league, it probably doesn't work the philosophy, but it worked for a couple years, and then you can see like how it disbands or how they start breaking up because it's like the same repetitive shit. In college, you can do that shit because there's a new kid coming in every year. They haven't heard the message. You know what I mean? Right. 3 years, I can hear this shit. I'm gone. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you can keep that same message going. But he used to always, it was no, like on Tuesdays, it'd be like no. I forget, like it'd be something like no repeat Tuesdays or no turnover Tuesdays. So they trying to get the ball out, don't get the ball out. Then there's no repeat Wednesdays or something like that. Then Thursdays like trying not to mess up on no plays so you can get all the plays done without having to replay anything. And that was just how they try to perfect it. And then like over a couple years, it was unreal. It was like a for real well-oiled machine. Came like a way of life. Man, yeah. Everybody know. Get there at 6 a.m., get your workout out. You know what I mean? Nobody's really like not trying to duck it no more. Everybody's going to 6 a.m. no matter if you worked out it or did. What got you to buy in? What got everybody to buy into that? Like you telling nobody's ducking. Like what got all y'all to buy in? Because you know that's hard. Like what got y'all to buy in? It's the hardest shit in the world, waking up at 6 and knowing whatever you did the night before. But when you see everybody, you see motherfucking Heisman Trophy winners doing it. When you see the Nagarsky or whatever that is, and when you see these actual players doing the same shit, like, and he's getting all the love. When you see Matt Leinart just won a Heisman and his, like, you know what I mean? Like, you start being like, yeah, ain't nobody bigger than the program. I got to get in there. And then when you got the top dogs doing it, the other people seeing that shit, it just becomes, like you said, it's a way of lifestyle now. And everybody's like, we feeding off each other. Reggie win a drill, then I'm trying to win a drill. You know what I mean? If we go to practice, like you said, if Reggie fumbles, I'm trying to make sure I hold on. You know what I mean? It's just everything becomes competition at that point, and then we don't run from it. Like I loved, bruh, if you the best, and they say you the best, what better way to measure yourself up than going against the best? Yeah, that's how I look, man, and that's why I asked you, because you come from 1,000% a winning championship pedigree. Yes, I went to Syracuse. I know what it's like to win, but it's different with a winning championship pedigree, and that's what we're trying to build at Syracuse. So that gets me into college football. You see our head coach, Fran Brown, had them guys running gassers after the game. We beat University of Connecticut in overtime, but he was he's a second-year coach. He had 10 wins his first year. He's not trying to preach complacency, like you said, he was pissed, he was embarrassed. So what do you think about what Coach Fran did after the game? I'm a huge fan of Fran, man. What's crazy is I can't lie. When I would have been mad as hell at Fran if I was on Syracuse, but not until you get on. Yo, he's real, bro. But you know it is. It's like until you get on the back end of shit. Like now I'm 40, so it's like when you look at some of the shit. You at the age you can reflect. Yeah, and you like, dog, it was brilliant. Like y'all made it was smart. You really, and if you see like I said, when you see your team buying and everybody's doing it. Then it becomes nature, second hand. You want to keep doing this shit. But, bro, you got to love a coach that's willing to do some shit like that. Go above the different. Like, listen, I want it bad. How bad do y'all want it? Right. I can't play for y'all. Right. But y'all should be embarrassed that we out here going to triple overtime with a team that we should be blowing out.
we came up in the era where, like, man, like, coaches was different. Coaches were really like that back then. You know, a lot of coaches now are somebody else's son or however they get it. They're not really cut from the cloth. Like, I know for a fact that Fran is cut from the cloth. He's from Camden, New Jersey.
Yes,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, he's bled it. He went through it. He played ball, went to JUCO, went further. You know, got an opportunity in the league. Wasn't good enough to play in the league, but I told him, man, like, you would have been able to play with us because he went back to the era of Syracuse football when I was there. Marvin Harrison was there. Dwight Freeney was there. Will Allen, Marvin. So she's trying to duplicate something that was already built, but build it even more. So I know for a fact he was definitely embarrassed. I actually did the coin flip when I was for that first game in Atlanta. So I just want to let everybody know, you know, when it comes to Syracuse, it's for real. You know what I mean?
Hey, that man
brought out the
Melo, man.
Shout out to Melo, Hall of Fame, making the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm back outside, baby.
Man, y'all see OG, man.
You know what I'm
Old
saying?
ass Keith, small as hell in that bitch. Y'all got how many Hall of Famers from Syracuse?
I walked down that hall over in August. We got, I think, 9 or 10. How many? Y'all got like 18 or 20.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, we got about 9 or 10.
Bro, y'all are
Hall
like
of
top
Famers.
5 when it comes to. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think people understand that Syracuse top 5 when it comes to Hall of Fame football players produced.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
All right, thanks, Show, for coming through. My first premiere episode. We're going to be here every week, giving you fresh stories, fresh content, all from a player's perspective here on the Bullseye View.
Everybody has a podcast. Not everyone has a Bullseye View. It's about football, what it's like to play the game, and life after it. Coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, a city with its own unique stories that we'll bring you each week when we show you what's good in the hood. And of course, we'll discuss all the hot topics coming from the top NFL and college football games. Bullseye View. We're not here to underdeliver.